Zel Boy Army, what is going on? It is your boy Zelonius, my beautiful spicy friend back here, Mr. Ainsley Harriet. Ainsley wants to say a big thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel lately. Appreciate you all liking the videos, commenting on them. If we can get to 8,500 subs in the next week, I'm going to do a video that is based on sub reviews, looking at your squads. So, subscribe to the channel. If we get to 8,500, next week I'll do a big video where I review all your teams, give you advice, and that's something that can help you guys and people seem to enjoy. Again, if you watch the videos, please like them, comment, it helps the videos do better. If you watch the videos till the end of the video as well, the average watch time goes up, so it helps my channel grow and do better. So I appreciate all the support. I'm going to keep doing lots more tactics, tutorial type videos, because that seems to be what you guys are enjoying. I appreciate the comments. A lot of you guys are asking me questions. If you want to get a bit more live access to me, I stream over at Twitch every day. You can see a link in the description. I also run a Patreon with Jambu and the FIFA analyst, pro player and the analyst, as you can guess probably from his name. You can see a link to that in the description below there. You get a bit more 24/7 access to me, and it's a bit more specialised info, really helping you guys improve at the game. But today's video, it's an issue that a lot of people face in FIFA, how to play with delay. Delay, sadly, is something you just have to accept. It's almost part of FIFA. This weekend, I had games where I was playing 1 or 2 bar. It was absolutely shocking. So I thought a great video to do would be helping you guys deal with how to play when the gameplay is delayed. It's not something that anyone likes to have to accept, but it's part of the game. So this video is going to give you lots of different useful tips, advice, maybe formations you can play, some of the buttons you can use when the game's really bad and delay. So I'm going to give you the advice that I think if you can apply this when you have bad gameplay, it'll help you pick up a few more wins that in weekend league might take you to the next level. Like I say, hopefully you don't get bad gameplay, hopefully you don't even have to think about this, but I don't think anyone will have a weekend league where they don't get that one delayed game that they'll lose, generally, unless they know how to deal with it. So this video is dedicated to helping you with that. You can go back as well and check out a lot of the different formations that I've done. Something like the 4-2-3-1 is really good at dealing with delay. But anyway, check out this video, lots of different tips on dealing with delay. Let me know in the comments what you think, if there's anything you do in particular. I appreciate you watching, enjoy the video. Okay, one of the things that I'd recommend when it comes to dealing with delay is a quick tactic known as hug touchline. What hug touchline does is it increases your width straight away. When you're playing in delay, the last thing you want is the middle of the pitch to become congested, to not have much space. Hug touchline will generate a lot more space for your team, so when you're trying to get out of the press, when you're struggling to keep the ball, using a lot more of the pitch, keeping lots of options open, having lots of space, that'll help a lot. One of the things that you could do in your custom tactics is go to possession. I generally don't really like possession. I don't think possession is that great a tactic, but when it's delayed, it's so important that you do everything possible to keep the ball, because when it's delayed, if you're playing anything, if you're playing like fast build up, you can't even think about doing that. But in delay, possession, maybe balance can still work, but possession will just make, if you read it, it says players will support more rather than going on forward runs. This tactic strengthens a short passing game but will cause your team to take longer to build up. In delay, you're going to need longer to build up, because you're not going to be able to play the same quick flowing football that you might be able to do in good gameplay. So possession, that instantly is a quick tactic you can do. Hug touchline is a very good one. I think that's down and left. No, it's up and left. It's either up and left or up and right on the quick tactics. Whichever one is, just make sure you get it on. And make sure you're using a formation that has natural width. The 4-2-3-1-2 is a really good formation to deal with in delay, because one of the things you really want to make sure of as well, because obviously it's not just hard to keep the ball, it's hard to defend. If you're struggling to switch quick or get players in the right positions, then the 4-2-3-1-2 is really good with hug touchline, because what it'll do is it'll force your players to go out wide, which creates a lot more space for you. It stretches the pitch, but but also with 2 CDMs and a cam coming back on defense, which would be the player instructions, what that will do is it'll make it so it's a lot harder to break you down because you just got so many bodies in the way. Formations not to play, I would say, in delay would be any free back formations. Free back formations are hard to play at the best of times anyway, especially with how you get burnt down the wings when you don't have fullbacks. But free back, what they're generally good at is attacking, and you don't want to go for attacking formations in delay. Another formation that sadly I don't recommend in general but really don't play in delay is the narrow. The narrow diamond is all about quick passing, quick attacking play, tricks down the middle of the pitch. In delay you can't do that, you need lots of width and space, so I would not be using the narrow, unfortunately. I would make sure my CDMs are on cover centre. Cover centre, that'll make sure that your players aren't leaving lots of space in the middle. You want your fullbacks on stay back, because if you get counter-attacked because your fullbacks are out of position, that's really not good. I'd make sure as well everyone's on comeback on defence. Generally, the 2 formations I recommend for the most part would be 4-4-2 and 4-2-3-1 anyway. Like I say, in delay, I'd probably go to the 4-2-3-1-2 just for that more width. I'd probably play the 4-4-2 defensive, so you have 2 CDMs. So the formation and tactics side is a very important part of it. Obviously there's a lot more to it than that which we'll go into, so it's not just about your formation and tactics. So we've had a quick look at the tactics, player instructions, formations you might use. A quick recap of that with what to use in delay would be the 4-4-2 second variation, the one with CDMs because it's just a bit better defensively, and the 4-2-3-1 wide, so that has CDM but gives you lots of width. We want formations and tactics that give us lots of width in delay. Another thing to think about is the team. Obviously you're not building a team to play in delay because you don't expect to have delay every single game. I hope you don't. If you do, then it probably is something to do with your internet. I have the best internet I can buy, and I still do get delay fairly often, but if you get it all the time, then that's quite an issue. But what I'd say is you can build teams that generally can play well but also deal well in delay. The type of things that I'd recommend here would be players with good weak foots. So my fullbacks have 5-star weak foot and 4-star weak foot. If you have a fullback who has 2-star weak foot and you're trying to play on the wings with him when you get pressed, it's going to be so much harder if you don't have a good weak foot. And then in attack, I would say I don't want any attackers who have less than 4-star weak foot. My only slightly attacking player that doesn't have 4-star weak foot or better is Vieira, and you can make an exception for him because he's a CDM who's all about the defensive work. He just wins the ball and plays a simple pass. But if you look, 5-star weak foot, 5-star weak foot, 5-star weak foot, 4-star, 4-star. I generally think it's a good way to build a team anyway. If you're using 2 centre mids or 2 CDMs, to have one who's a defensive player, someone like a Vieira. If you look at cheaper options, a Kante, even an Ndidi, Decore, players like that. And then you want your other midfielder to still be good defensively, like 80 defending and 78 physical is pretty good from Tielemans, and he's got 81 aggression, 73 strength, which is pretty good. But you want someone who's got good weak foot and very good passing. So I don't want a CDM who can't defend at all, but Tielemans can defend to a decent level. Vieira helps him a lot. But then someone who's got the weak foot and ability to dribble and play very good passes. You can see his passing is absolutely crazy. So in delay, if you can have creative players who are good on both feet, that'll help a lot in dealing with the delay anyway. One thing that I'd say you need to focus on in delay when it comes to terms of gameplay is the player switching. In delay, I use right stick switching a lot less. Right stick switching can be temperamental at the best of times. L1 or LB if you're on Xbox is a lot easier to do in delay. LB, L1, but switching is basically where you switch to the man nearest the ball. That is a lot easier to do consistently in delay. If you start trying to right stick switch all the time, it might not end up well. You still can do it, but you have to do it a lot quicker, and a lot of people struggle with the right stick switching. Maybe that's a video I could do at some point. But in delay, make sure your switching is a lot more focused on the L1. Tricks, I wouldn't be doing too many tricks in delay. I think the most effective way to score on this FIFA anyway would be passing it into a striker's feet, taking a touch and shooting. In delay, this is obviously a lot harder because you can't see the defence and read it as well. But what I would say to do is, as much as possible, try preempt the passes, play it into the feet and take a touch and shoot. That is a lot easier to do than doing a roulette, doing step overs, tricks to beat men in the box. Don't resort to crossing in delay. I've seen a lot of people try cross it on this game, which I don't really get why, because crossing is so bad. But even more when the gameplay is bad, people resort to it, and it's even worse then. Don't resort to crossing. Just because the gameplay is bad doesn't mean you can't whatsoever play like you used to. A lot of it though is just about keeping your head. Mentality is so important. Don't start diving in, because I played someone the other day who, he seemed a pretty good player, but we had like a 1 or 2 bar game where it was so obvious the gameplay was awful. He started getting frustrated because I was keeping the ball. So keeping the ball and slowing the game down in delay is a very good way of winning, because what it'll do is you're a lot less likely to make errors and it will frustrate your opponent. Make sure you keep the ball, slow it down, don't do anything stupid. Your opponent will start leaving gaps, and when they leave gaps it's going to be a lot easier to just play those through balls in behind that still work in delay. I like to say at the best of times you want to be playing reliable, consistent, high percentage FIFA anyway. You should be looking to get 90% pass accuracy at all times. In delay, it's even more important that you don't go for risky, high error types of play. Keep the ball, play the percentage game, don't do anything stupid, and still in delay the meta maybe even more becomes about the through balls down the line. If your opponent's struggling to switch, then your attackers are still going to be making the runs down the line. When they make the runs down the line, if they don't switch and cover it, it makes it so easy to make chances. So boys, quick recap before we finish the video. In delay, good mindset, mentality, don't lose our head. Don't start getting frustrated at the game and making silly errors. The main way you will concede in bad gameplay is by creating lots of space for your opponent by getting frustrated and diving in. Tactics, use lots of width, formations that have wingers, not literal wingers like the 4-4-3, but left and right mid, so like the 4-2-3-1-2, the 4-4-2-2. Use hug touchline to get lots of space. Lots of space will mean that when you're struggling in delay to keep the ball, you have lots of options across the pitch. So there's that side of the formation and tactics. Team-wise, having players with pace, good weak foot, that makes a big difference. And in terms of the gameplay, playing the high percentage, playing into striker's feet, taking a touch and shoot, just the things that are easier to do. You don't want to be trying to do really risky stuff. Boys, I hope this video has helped. If there's any more tips you guys think that you could think of that work in delay, please let me know in the comments. Hope you've enjoyed this video though. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good evening.